So I fixed my shadow play issues and bought a new headset on the same day, so I can actually talk over these instead of overlaying them with shitty 8-bit metal. This is the Chevrolet-powered Dallara DW12 as it appears in Project Cars 2. This is the final year of the Aero kits, and for those who say this game is simcade or not a true simulator, taking this car to Mount Panorama kind of gives them ammo. This car is fucking ridiculous here. You can take entire sections flat out. This is the world record lap time for both the Chevrolet and Honda cars. And it's one of the few times I'm not using my own setup in this game. I basically went and found a really good setup for the Nürburgring Nordschleife on the leaderboards and simply loaded it here because the tracks are more or less the same. Same kind of really crazy elevation changes, same kind of curb hopping. It's more or less the same track geometrically. So anyways, the line itself you take here is more or less what you're going to run in the GT3 car. It's just going to be in fast forward. These cars have so much downforce thanks to the aero kits and the way SNS have modeled them that it'll pretty much go where you want it to. So you can just run lines you've learned from other cars and it'll work. The one thing you have to remember though is that these cars do have push to pass activated, especially in time trial. You get 10 of these, and what you're going to want to do is assign a button to push to pass and then have the heads up display up so you can tell right when it runs out, because if you don't have push to pass active the whole lap, you're not going to set a good time. That being said, actually driving the lap is not terribly difficult. The car has so much downforce that, as you'll see through this section, I don't lift. I'm running flat out in 4th and 5th gear up to about 280 kilometers an hour and only start braking in the downhill section. And the only key to getting through here is just being straight and not unsettling the car either way, because they're so light they'll just snap around. As long as your ride height's high enough, you really can cut close to the walls and take the same line you would in a V8 supercar, which is the most popular class to run around here, and you really won't have any issues. One of the unique things about driving this car in a hot lap setting is that there's a bit of a metagame to shifting. If you shift too early, the turbo won't be spooled up enough, you lose good momentum on the straights, and the same thing if you bounce off the rev limiter accidentally. You lose 35 to 50 horsepower, and it comes out to about half a car length if you get it wrong. What I do to nail the shifting pattern is I actually map a button to change LCD display, which is what the digital dash is on the physical steering wheel that your avatar holds in front of you, and I switch to where it displays the RPM in text format, and I make a note of where the absolute red line is, and I make a note to shift about 100 RPM below that, so it's either 10,900 or 11,900. Anyway, that's the IndyCar world record at Mount Panorama.